Hi everybody. Give you a couple minutes to get on. I was watching somebody else's video recently and I was like, wow, that is pretty cool. I didn't even know you could do these features, so I couldn't wait to actually get on today and change a couple of approaches to what I'm doing, kind of see what options Facebook Live allows me. So apparently you have a couple filters to choose. I saw somebody had some sort of mask or something like that. Let's see. It looks like I have to download it. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for people to get on, I'm going to introduce you to Sir Persalot. He is our kitty cat. See him? He's sleeping because that's what cats do best. He'd say hello, but he's trying to get his beauty sleep. So we have another one you might see today. That's Jasper, depending on whether he wants to come visit me or not. They like to chill out with me in the morning while I'm doing my office work. So you might have seen the topic today. I'm going to talk to you about vegetable wash. And when I was working at, when I had my own studio and I was working with the women about how to wash their vegetables and choosing to eat organic as much as you can, I want to give you some really good information on how to choose certain things regarding your vegetables and your fruits that you're buying at the market, and how to know whether you should be buying something organic, whether you should be buying something conventional, and kind of breaking the difference between organic and non-organic and the price margin difference between those, and encouraging you that organic is a great option to choose and that there's great benefits in it. So there's something called a dirty dozen in the fruit and the vegetable area. And the dirty dozen is basically like, it's best for you to buy this organic because how it's been sprayed or what it's been sprayed with, and pretty much everything is sprayed from what I understand, unless you can find it from like a local person that uses other means to or uses true like organic stuff to spray their vegetables and their fruit. So it can be done. It's just a matter of whether farmers actually choose to do that. So anyway, the dirty dozen indicates that these vegetables or fruits should be purchased only in organic because what they're exposed to. And this is something that I use frequently when I'm going to the grocery store to get my organics or to get my vegetation and fruits. So I'm going to post that after this video and just give you a quick shot of what it looks like to to help you while you're shopping. You can actually print it out and take it with you to the grocery store, and I'll make it in a text version too if that makes it easier for you. But I apply this whenever I'm shopping, like I said, and it really is advantageous. Whether you're shopping for organic or conventional fruits and vegetables, this is going to really help guide you. But in the meantime, regardless of what vegetation you're buying at the store, it really is to your advantage to actually wash it, and I'll explain why. It's not just because what the farmers might have sprayed it with to keep the pests away or any other exposures that they feel that they need to safeguard the vegetation from. But also think about this, and this is really crucial. How many people, from the time the fruit or vegetable has been harvested to the time that it gets put on to the shelf at the grocery store or wherever you're buying it, how many hands have touched it? And these hands are going to have anything from parasites to funguses to bacterias, and all of this is going to be on that food. And so really doing a rinse or a wash with a solution for your vegetation is going to help you out. This is really simple. If any of you have actually gone to the grocery store and you see the vegetable wash, you'll know how expensive it is. I just priced it at Walmart. It's like $9.97 online for 32 ounces, and that's really, really expensive. So I want to share with you something really simple. You can get white vinegar from Walmart for, I believe, $2.98, and it's probably in the $3 to $4 range for a gallon at Martin's. And you can simply rinse and soak for anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour in cold water with 1 cup of white vinegar, distilled white vinegar. There we go. You can actually just soak it in this solution. That's all you need. Now, this is for things like apples, oranges, things that have the skins around it. It could be for potatoes. Now, if you want to use something for a parasite cleanse, you can add some grapefruit seed extract. And this grapefruit seed extract is wonderful for parasites. And you can actually use just a couple drops along with the distilled white vinegar in your bucket of water or your sink of water, wherever you, or your bowl, wherever you have your vegetation soaking. And this is going to help to eradicate any parasites. Remember, all the hands that have touched it, you don't know what the food has been exposed to. So you just want to make sure that you have it as clean as possible and you're not concerned about what could be on the skins. I like to eat apples with the skin on. I think that you get a lot of nutrients in it, but I also know that that skin's been exposed to so much stuff before it even gets to my refrigerator. And in the old days when they had gardens, and someday I will have my own garden when I can trust that my green thumb will work, because for some reason I have not been able to keep vegetation alive. So I got 2 plants last year that are still alive right now, which is wonderful. So apparently I'm growing in my understanding of how to keep these things alive. But if I had my own garden, I actually would love to just be able to go to it and pick a carrot out of the ground and actually eat it. And I'll tell you why. The dirt on there, we've been taught that like dirt is bad, but the dirt actually has nutrients in it. And in the old days, they'd actually pick the carrot up or pick the potato up and they'd just wipe off that dirt. And there weren't all the toxins that we're exposed to today, and bacteria and parasites weren't as prevalent because the chemicals that people are spraying stuff with actually eradicate certain things, and it gives room for parasites and bacteria to grow that normally wouldn't grow. So it's kind of counterproductive if you really think about it. So anyway, it would be great to just be able to pick our produce and eat it, right? But the way life is nowadays, we actually need to wash it. And so these are solutions to wash it that are just as safe. You don't actually have to use chemicals to wash your food. That just wouldn't make sense. So here's a solution for leafy greens because they are really delicate. You can actually just spray them or soak them, not as long as like 15 minutes, but you can soak them for about 5 minutes in the distilled white vinegar solution and then just rinse it off. If it's a leaf lettuce, you can break it apart and rinse all the stuff out on the inside. You know, dirt gets on the inside of there. And same for celery. Go ahead and cut the stalk off and rinse out that dirt. And that should be good. Let it dry because you don't want to expose it to the potential for mold with the water sitting on that. And then you can put it in your refrigerator. I always use mason jars to store my leafy vegetation because the exposure to the air is actually going to make it deteriorate faster, and I like them to be crisp. If you put them in there dry where they've had time to sit like in a colander bowl or something and actually dry out, then they're going to be crispy and they're going to actually last a good amount of time in the refrigerator. I've had leafy stuff last in my refrigerator up to 2 weeks that were crispy. So and that was organic. So that's actually really good lifespan if you learn how to store your produce, how to clean it, how to care for it. You can get a long life out of it. So if you want to buy something bulk, we buy like 5 pounds at a time for some of the leafy lettuce things. And then to be able to last that long is a big deal because then you really get everything that you've paid for. Now, when it comes to things like berries, which those can be the most challenging, and I don't juice a lot with berries, and I don't personally eat a lot of berries, but when I did have to work with the berries before, and that was for things like making a blueberry cobbler at the studio or something, you simply can just let it soak for a short amount of time in some lemon juice and the grapefruit seed extract. Agitate it a little bit, not where your blueberries or your raspberries are bursting inside there, but you can put it in a colander inside of a bowl. Put your solution of your lemon juice and your grapefruit seed extract, and only like 3-4 drops of the grapefruit seed extract. Stir up your solution, put your berries in there inside the colander, agitate it just a little bit. Just a little bit to wash things away and stuff like that. And you can let it soak for 5 to 10 minutes. Pull the colander out, rinse out all of that thoroughly, let it dry because berries do mold a lot faster than some of the other fruits and vegetables. And then you can go ahead and refrigerate and put it in an airtight container to keep it lasting as well. Sometimes I'll put a paper towel on the bottom. You've probably done this too before, but I'll put a paper towel on the bottom to catch any of the excess water that I might have missed for anything like leafy lettuce. I do this with celery. I do it with carrots because carrots seem to absorb a lot of moisture that even if you let it out for a while, it doesn't dry all the way. So the actual paper towel on the bottom will pick up some of the excess moisture to help elongate the time that it's stored. And then for the berries, I would suggest putting that paper towel on the bottom too and put it in an airtight package and you're good. Mason jars work phenomenal for keeping your stuff fresh in the refrigerator, and you don't want a lot of humidity, so keep the humidity low in however you're storing it and refrigerating it. Apples, you don't actually have to refrigerate apples. I don't like the coldness on my teeth, but you can actually leave your apples on the counter for several days. Back in the old days, they would keep apples all the way through the wintertime and just keep them in a cool, dark cellar. And we have 2 areas in our kitchen that have like just, they're not exposed to a lot of light. It's a consistent temperature. And so I just stick them in that area and they do just fine. So this is a great way to elongate your dollars when you're at the grocery store, when you're shopping this way and you know what to purchase. You know how to get the wash done that's better than just water because you do want something that's going to clean any of the chemicals that have come off, and the distilled white vinegar is going to clean off those chemicals. So I'd love to hear if you have any questions. You can always post after the video if you'd like. And hopefully this has been really insightful. I'm not sure if down the line I'm actually going to offer a vegetable wash. I really would rather just empower you to know how to make it. It's really quick and easy. You can actually make your own solution in the gallon of white vinegar. Just have 2 bottles, one empty and one with full, vinegar in it, and just disportion it out or proportion it out according to how you wash your vegetables. So if you know that you're going to use a gallon at a time for your vegetable wash, then just pour a cup into your empty gallon container, fill it with water, put some grapefruit seed extract in it, and then shake it up and it's ready for the next time that you wash. Hey, Chastity. So glad you made it on. I see you're asking, how do you wash grapes? So you're going to treat grapes just the same way that you would treat berries because it has such a delicate skin. So you're just going to put your solution into your bowl, make sure it's all mixed up, add your colander, put your berries in there or your grapes, agitate it just a little bit. You can let it soak in there for about 5 minutes and then rinse it off. My son loves grapes, but he's really famous for just taking the vine to not the refrigerator, taking the vine to the sink and just rinsing it off real quick. And I'm like, the mom in you's like, what are you doing? So I try to as soon as I get home, I try to let them soak in the solution, agitate them, pull them out, rinse them, and put them in the fridge so he can grab them really quick and eat them because who knows what he's getting exposed to by doing that. So hopefully that helped, Chastity. Really super simple. Since we can't sit there with a scouring thing and scrub your vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, when it comes to like berries and grapes, that's a really easy way to take care of it. So I'd love to actually hear from you guys what type of topics you would want. I actually have a list in front of me. I keep it behind me while we're on here, and I want to keep it to one topic per video because I feel like if this is something that's new to you, it's really easy to just take one topic and run with it. And so you can actually do your vegetable wash through this week, and you can let me know how it goes for you. But I'm going to be talking soon about the effects of detergent on your hands. And I come into contact with a lot of people that have ridiculously red hands, and it is not because they have dermatitis or rosacea or eczema. It is simply detergents that they're exposed to that are eating their hands. And so I spoke to a lady last night that when I first met her, I walked into a gas station and I'm up at the register and I see her just shaking her hands like this, and I'm looking at her hands from her wrist all the way up to her knuckles here are just bright red. And I could feel the pain from that, because that's exactly why I got most of this running, is simply because I couldn't find a solution for cracked knuckles and cracked hands. And so I started looking at the effects of detergents on my hands and organic products, compositions, and just starting with coconut oil that was going to help remove the redness and actually provide healing for my skin. So one of the topics I'll be bringing up is about how to be able to clean the things that you need to clean and still be able to have healthy hands. And I've already followed up with her to get some pictures from her about how her hands look now in comparison. I have her old picture. And so this will be one of the topics, but instead of machine gunning you the list that I have going on behind me, fill me in on things that you want to hear about. I had one lady ask me about dandruff, and so I've got that on the list here. But if there's other things that you have going on at home that you would really like another solution for, I would love to share with you the experiences that I've had in my home, going from living in a detergent life, living in a chemical life, all the way up to how I've gotten to the point where we don't use chemicals in our home or on our bodies. And I feel like this journey that I've gone on is definitely worth helping other people to know that they can actually do this. We've saved so much money doing this as well by going to solutions that we can provide at home using distilled white vinegar or even hydrogen peroxide to clean things around the house. Is so much less expensive than all these other chemical things. And plus, we don't have the actual air quality in our home having all these chemicals running through it. So let's hear what you have to say. I love to see you on Friday morning. I look forward to this. I thank everybody so much for being on here. And I will see you next Friday. And may the day have a great you.